Hey there, and welcome in to this reading. So, I hope your week is off to a great start. I forgot my microphone, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me well. As you can see, I'm outside at a different location than usual. What's really funny is when I first walked up to this little pavilion, I noticed these pieces of paper flipped over on the ground. I was like, what are they? I wanted to get a reading in before it started to rain, so I didn't pick it up and look. But I just finished a reading, and so I got up to walk around a little bit, reground myself, and picked these up and noticed that they're all crystals. So how funny is that? ET crystals. And there are these little pieces of paper for some sort of craft that must have been done here over the weekend with crystals here. So I wanted to show that. I think that's pretty funny. But this message is interesting because I was sort of divinely guided to take a look at in my last message, take a look at in each of these decks what is blocking the happiness card, because that's what might be blocking happiness from manifesting into your life right now. And that was like a download from Spirit, like that's how I should do a reading for today. And right when I finished that last reading, I was like, okay, so I know that there's a happiness card in each of these decks. There's also a success card in each of these decks. Should I do that next? And lo and behold, I cut the deck and success was there. So that I took that as a sign, and now the sun is sort of coming out as well. I took that as a sign to do a reading for the keys to success. But this time, rather than look at what's blocking the success card, we're going to look at what's above and below the success card in the deck. Okay, because each of those two cards are going to be your keys to success. Okay, each of the cards that come out here is sort of going to be its own reading in one. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest. But I am going to go through each of these decks and take a look at, like I said, the card above and the card below success, and those will be your keys. Okay, so I'm just going to give these a couple more shuffles so you know there's no influence here. This is divinely led by Spirit. Let's go ahead and see, for whoever might come across this message, what are your keys to success? Okay. And this is obviously a timeless reading, but what I'm hoping to focus on is right now, what is going to unlock success for you. And the reason why I've said keys is it feels very much like there's two parts. It's almost like one of those safes where you had to have two different people with two different keys in order for it to be unlocked. Okay, so here's success in the middle, and here we have service. I'm going to put this off to the side. Here we have service and freedom. Okay, so your keys to success are freedom and service. So what I get from this very strongly is the freedom to be of service to more than just yourself. Okay, the freedom to be of service to those around you and to be of service in a way that you choose to express. Wow, okay, that's beautiful. So what I'm also noticing here is we have this very distinct blue and yellow and green here. And each of these, what are they called? Mandalas is very complex. Like each of these very much look like a lotus flower, look like they've developed into something. And then here we have like almost a tiling and a marbling. Can you see that? The way that the colors are overlapping here, and then like the super complex shape in the middle. Very interesting. So the way, forever, this first message is for the way that you unlock success in your life this week, or the way that you can, is by realizing that you possess the power and the free will to create your own happiness, to operate in that freedom, and to be of service to people, to be of service to your larger community. Okay? Because you know that you'll find and be able to create that happiness, and you feel good inside when you help others. Okay, so perhaps, wow, interesting, as soon as I touched this I got food pantry. Okay, so for whoever this message might be for, perhaps in your free time, you might look into ways that you can be of service, and one of those ways is by volunteering at a food pantry or cooking meals for the less fortunate. Okay, and even though that might not tie directly into whatever you do for business or whatever you do for your life that will make you feel successful, it's the energy exchange that matters here. It's putting out the energy of, in the time that I have free to do what I want to do, rather than spend it aimlessly. I know that I'll be happiest by being of service and helping people, so I'm going to seek out opportunities to do that. Okay, so that for whoever this first reading is for, your keys to success this week are seeking out opportunities to be of service and doing it freely. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you only have to, check out that food pantry and volunteer once a week. If you feel it in your heart that you want to be there every day, and you want to be of service to people every day, you can find a way to do that. Okay, and I just saw an eyelash was on this card right there, so it's almost like make a wish. Make a wish. Make a wish about how you can help people. Wow, okay, so what I got from this very strongly in just saying that is even the folks in Lahaina in Hawaii. How can you be of service to them? And if you're any sort of healer, Reiki healer, energy healer, card reader, it feels like you might be able to use those gifts in some way to help people in that situation. Very interesting message to come through. Okay, I'm just going to move these off to the side. If that resonated with you, please consider giving it a like. But we're going to continue with these other decks. Separate message, but it'll probably all tie together since we are talking about success here. We're just going to go ahead, get these 3 shuffles, and take a look at the cards again, just to reiterate what we're doing. Take a look at the cards above and below the success card in this deck. And those will be your keys to success this week. Okay. This is, I don't know why that's really sticking out to me. Woo! I don't think I've ever seen this card before. Wow, powerful energy and leadership. Okay. Success, happiness, and prosperity. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't know what's going on, but I just got a crazy leg cramp. That sucks. Wow. What is that about? Sorry, I'm just readjusting my... Prosperity and happiness are the keys to your success. So I'm noticing 34, 3 plus 4 is 7, and then we have the happiness card, which is number 7. And if we put it this way, it's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling, like a building. I'm feeling a building of prosperity. I'm feeling a building of energy that will be This prosperity is something that you've been working on for a long time. And I'm noticing the fern at the bottom of this. Obviously the lily is most prominent, right? And prosperity, the message of this card, prosperity being the bee is able to go to so many different flowers to get pollen, right? To bring back to the hive that infinite abundance. But what I'm really getting from this prosperity and that fern at the bottom, I don't know if you can see if it wants to focus, is an unfurling. So it's like, and even like I said, a 3, 4, 5, like a building. It's like you're in this fern frond all curled up, and all throughout that time, you know, each of the leaves inside the curled up frond is growing, it's filling out, it's getting all of, you know, plant cells in order. and now, whatever you've been building, whatever you've been working towards, is ready to unravel and unfurl into this prosperous venture, into this sweet, almost like community venture. Interesting. Wow, that's really strange. So there is nothing in these cards that has anything to do with music, at least from what I can see, besides the birds and singing. But what I just got very strongly was like the idea of you sharing your happiness through music. Maybe what you've been working on that's going to bring in this prosperity that you hope will have success, your secret project, is some sort of music album. Okay, so that's a very specific message to somebody. But what I understand from this is, obviously, the keys to your success are leaning into the spirit of happiness and leaning into the spirit of prosperity, even before you have either of those things. So even before the bee has honey to feed itself, it goes to all of these flowers with the expectation that the work that it's doing will be rewarded. And it's very much like this building sort of energy. You've done so much work to move these bricks into the foundation. You've done so much inner work while you were this fern curled up in its frond, waiting for the right time, waiting for the right humidity, waiting for the right warmth and sunlight to open up and unfurl. Yeah, and it feels like whatever this work is that you've been doing, it might have been being done in secret. Wow, that's really strange. So, in between messages, I said I just took a little pause and regrounded myself and stepped on the grass with no shoes. And the grass was sort of wet still. And the phrase that came to mind was, "Get your feet wet." Okay, so whatever this work is that you've been planning and building and you're ready to launch, you're now ready to get your feet wet. You're ready to sort of start on it. I don't know if you can see, that's what I'm referring to, is this little fairy has her foot in the water. Like, dip your feet in. Because as soon as you do that, it's almost gonna like take off. It's just gonna avalanche. What I'm picturing is like the snowball down the mountain, picking up speed, but also picking up support, picking up more energy and growing in size. Okay, and the sun is coming out. The clouds are peeking, or the sun is peeking through the clouds right now. So I feel like that's also a little bit of a confirmation to bring whatever this is to light finally. Whatever you had to do in the dark, and not in a bad way, not in like a behind someone's back sort of way. There's still divine essence and divine light there. But whatever you had to do sort of in secret to build this foundation, and even if it's just internal work, right? You had to go through some sort of struggle and transmute that struggle into lyrics and make them into music and make that into a song. And now this is finally, coming to light, and you're able to share it, debut your album, and it's going to bring you prosperity, and it's going to bring you happiness. And the more that you share those things, the greater your success will be. Okay? So that is your message. Oh no! My freedom card or my peace card went flying off the top of the deck. Okay. So not only is this going to bring you happiness, but it's going to bring you a sense of peace as well. And what's interesting is it didn't go fly onto the ground. It just flew all the way to the opposite end of the table. So let me just go ahead and grab that. Okay. So for the second message, the keys to your success this week, should you choose to accept, is sitting in the energies of happiness and prosperity. Okay? But really feels like sharing a creative endeavor of some sort that you've been working on in secret. It's now time for that to be successful for you, and that is going to bring in a lot of happiness and prosperity and joy into your life, but also into the lives of the people that you share it with. Beautiful message. Okay? Beautiful little sunlight as well. Thank you for that. Yeah, so my leg is still doing weird crampy things, but I think it's because the seat that I'm in has those like footrests beneath it, because it's a little higher than most chairs, and so you can't really put your feet on the ground, and I just think my feet need to be on the ground. So last message of this of this type. Oh, look at that! There's a groundhog over there. That's not even like 20 feet away from me. Hello. Are you a beaver? No, you're a groundhog. Okay. It's funny, she's like right in the area that's light, that's sunny. So, I might split this up into 3 different readings, but just so that I can do that, I'm going to go ahead and give my little spiel again. So what we're going to do for this reading, for this last sort of keys to success reading, is take a look at what cards show up above and below the success card in this deck, and that will be your message about the keys to success, what will unlock success for you, or successful energies at least, for this week. Interesting, I didn't feel like shuffling all the other decks that way, but this one does want to be shuffled that way. Wow, 3rd time that Anticipation has come out today. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. Where is success here? Ooh, bug. I actually don't remember what the success card looks like here, so I'm just going a little bit slower than usual. Is there a success card? Yes, okay. So we have dreams. We have dreams and trust the invisible. Uh-oh. Very clear message coming through. The keys to your success, for whoever this message is for, the keys to your success this week are surrendering to the divine and trusting the dreams that they're sharing with you. Okay? XX means 20. You might be 20 years old. You might be born on the 20th. Why is this in reverse? Interesting. Okay. So the keys to your success are following your dreams. Obviously your dreams and your goals, those sort of dreams, those aspirations. But when it comes out between trusting the invisible, it's really sort of emphasizing to me that your spirit team, that your angels and guides, that your crossed over divine ancestors are trying to communicate with you via your dreams. They're trying to support you and allow you to feel this trust with them via your dreams. But as you can see, this card came in reverse, and it's the poppy and the caiman. Okay, and what it feels like is there's some sort of substance that's preventing you from interpreting the messages or even receiving and remembering your dreams with clarity. Okay, so I don't want to say it's an opioid, but it might be something as seemingly undangerous and inconsequential as cannabis. Using cannabis before your sleep impacts your dreams. Using melatonin supplement. Alcohol. Okay, this is a very specific message for somebody. But what I also just noticed here is the similarity. So maybe for a couple days, wean yourself off of those substances or those things that you rely on to get to sleep, and try to find a more natural approach, because that'll sort of bring in these dreams with more clarity. And even if that message, that part of the message isn't for you, you don't use any substances to get to sleep, it feels very much like there needs to be clarity around the dream itself. So if this is more of a dream, like an aspiration or a goal, you might not have written down all of the details, right? You might not have fully what's the word I'm looking for? Visualized or fully expanded on the energies and the thoughts behind the dream and the goal that you're trying to achieve. And so there sort of needs to be more clarity there. And what's interesting is, okay, so switching gears from the substance idea. What's interesting is you might also just be a very, very fertile person in terms of your creativity and how you can manifest. You might just be a master manifester. You might have all of these ideas and all of these dreams that you want to bring into fruition. And each of those is a little tiny little baby poppy seed inside of this seed head. And so what you're being encouraged to do is, yes, you have all of these dreams, and yes, absolutely, at some point you will be able to manifest those things into fruition. But each of those dreams is a little tiny seed. I don't know why I had to say that twice. Twice. Each of those dreams is this tiny little seed that needs to be nurtured and watered. And so what this card is coming to, if you're not somebody, like I said, who's using substances to get sleep, what this is saying is focus on just one little seed. Focus on one of those dreams right now. And it doesn't have to be for the next 6 months. It's just right now, for the next week ahead. Focus entirely on growing one of those seeds, bringing one of those dreams closer to being brought into fruition, focusing on one of those goals, because that will actually allow you to, that's what it is, have clarity around the way that your spirit team is trying to guide you to bring that goal into fruition. It'll allow you to focus more and focus your energy more on what's needed for that seed to grow, what's needed for that dream to come into fruition. Okay, and what's beautiful about this, and the reason I've been holding these cards for so long, is I wanted to show off or point out the similarities here with the shape of these plants. Okay, so in the snail, it's the huckleberry vine, right? Or huckleberry bush. I don't know what that is. But with the chipmunk, it's the laurel. And what's important about the laurel is in the tarot deck, the Six of Wands is representative of victory, and I believe the person wearing the crown in that card, they're wearing a crown of laurel. So laurel represents success and victory. And so what the similarities here is sort of showing me is that you can have this success, you can bring your dreams into fruition, you will have this victory the more that you trust in the invisible, the more that you trust in the divine, the more that you listen to the messages that they're trying to send to you to say, this seed actually requires 50% humidity and waterings twice a week to grow in its best environment. That sort of thing. Okay? And obviously, if you're getting that sort of wisdom or downloads from your guides, good on you. But it's going to be more subtle than that, right? Oh, excuse me, I feel like I need to sneeze. Ooh. I avoided that, but it's going to be more subtle than that. Ooh, okay, so the reason that they did that, it might be messages in your body. Okay, so it might not actually be in your dream state. It might be as you experience things, feelings, sensations in your body when you try to work on these projects, when you try to bring these dreams into fruition. There's guidance and messages in that as well. And the more that you can tune into that and trust these signs and trust these synchronicities, that is your key to success this week. Oh, excuse me. So I finally did sneeze. Just need to get that message out. Okay? So, to close all of these beautiful messages, for the keys to success, for whoever this message is for, really had to sneeze. Your keys to success are trusting your guides, trusting spirit, trusting in the invisible, and moving forward on the dreams that you hope to bring into fruition, gaining clarity on the messages that your guides might be sending you in your dreams, and trusting and acting on that. Okay? Success is yours. That's how I want to close this message out. There are 3 very clear, hopefully, ways that you can use these keys to success to unlock victory and happiness for you. I hope you go forth and do that this week, because success is yours. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you like this message, please consider giving it a like. If you're watching this on YouTube, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Success is yours, y'all. Claim it. Take care.